Hello there, saints, and welcome to Saved and Justified with me, Lebogang Chisiza. I hope you all had a wonderful week, and welcome back to my regular Saved and Justified viewers. And if it's your first time, welcome. And if at the end of this you feel like this is the content that you want to be hearing regularly, please don't hesitate to subscribe, click on the thumbs up, and share with anyone you feel like needs to hear this. So, this is lady in my life. Well, not exactly, but she is in my life. She is in my vicinity. And this lady, I've been getting a feeling like she doesn't like me. And this came about because I thought I was imagining it at first, because of the way she would look at me, even when we are in a bigger circle, the way she would like catch an eye, I would catch her in the corner of my eye, the way she would be stealing a glance, but it wasn't out of interest. I felt like it wasn't out of interest. There's just something sinister about it. And then this was confirmed to me when I would greet her and she wouldn't answer back. So the first time I thought maybe she didn't hear me. And I think I did it a few times and she wouldn't greet me back. I'm like, okay. Then I thought, because I'm a loud person, I'm a bubbly person, energetic person. So I figured maybe she doesn't like my character, my personality. Then I thought maybe I should cater my character for her. Like, when she comes, then I tone down, and then I greet her in a more mellow attitude, mellow voice, right? And then last week, we met up, and there was a lady with me as well. And she said something that made me like stop, and I'm like, no, Libs. This was uncalled for. Like, whatever she said, I felt like, no, this is uncalled for. And even the lady who was with me was like, what just happened? And I was like, okay, I don't know. But as soon as she walked away, it came to me that, Libs, there's nothing wrong you did. It's all on her. And I also realized that not everybody will like you. That's what I realized that not everybody in the world is gonna like us. And especially I feel like it's that with people who are friendly, people who are nice, where you go out of your way to make other people feel comfortable. So you feel like people will reciprocate it with you. But it's not the case with everybody. So that's the day it hit me that, oh wait, no, not everybody's gonna like you. Because I always felt like, because I'm out there and I'm so forthcoming and I approach people and I like to make people feel included, so I felt like everybody will do the same with me. So finally it hit me that, nah, it's not like that. Not everybody's going to like you, and it's got nothing to do with you. So I just said then, and the way she said what she said, for me it just indicated a character flaw in her. And I was like, oh, it actually has nothing to do with me. It's not anything I did. And I should stop worrying and thinking that I did something. And one thing that I realized since is that we shouldn't be changing who we are just to be more pleasing to other people. No, that is wrong, because then we are being untrue to ourselves. We are not being loyal to our true character, to who God created us to be. This character, I didn't create it. God created me like this. Now imagine if I have to tone it down for her. And if I tone it down for her, will I not do the same with everybody else? Like, if there's someone who's louder than me, will I not then get way louder? If there's someone who's just quiet, will I not? Like, now I will have different characters for different people. Now I'm fake. And in the midst of that, I believe I'll probably get lost. I will even forget who I am, because I'm just trying to be pleasing to everybody. And I realized that, look, you're not palatable for everybody. You're not. We are not palatable to everybody. People have different tastes, and it's okay. There are those that like pineapple on their pizza, and it's okay. There are those that don't, and it's okay. Just because they do and you don't, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you and now you should start putting pineapples on your pizza. If you don't like it, it's okay. It's your taste. Your taste buds doesn't understand pineapple on your pizza. The rest of us love pineapple in our pizzas and our burgers and everything that we can put pineapple and cheese in. And it's okay as well. If you don't, it's not like, oh, no, you should. We also should be in that position where we don't feel like people who don't like the things that we do are wrong, or there's something wrong with them, or something wrong with us, or they should change to be like us, or we should change to be like them. Who God created you to be is exactly who you should be. Your likes and dislikes are valid. We mustn't let people make us feel like our likes and dislikes are not valid. And our characters at what God put in us for whatever purpose He put in you. The type of character that God put in me is for where He's sending me. And for me to change my character for another human being is wrong. That person will continue and pursue their purpose, and I will be chasing another person chasing their purpose. That is not right. And this reminded me of Jesus. Jesus also wasn't liked by everybody, because I had to link it. I'm like, but who wasn't liked? There's a lot of people that didn't. Even David, after what he did for Saul, look at what Saul was doing to him. Relationship had changed them. But there was a time with Jesus. We know this. The Pharisees and the Sadducees. Oh gosh, those ones, that bunch. We know that those are the people that didn't like Jesus, and it wasn't something He did to them, but it was Jesus living in His true self, pursuing purpose. So I also realized that there's some people who don't like you because of who you are. It's got nothing to do with maybe because at some point I felt like I offended that lady. Maybe I said something at some point and I don't remember. Jesus hadn't said anything to the Sadducees and the Pharisees that had offended them, like personally, for them to act like that. Sometimes it's just who you are as a whole human being, pursuing your purpose, minding your own business, staying in your own lane, that offends them for some reason. And I saw that sometimes, like with Jesus, it's because we are a reflection of what they are not. We are a reflection of purpose, a person who's purposeful, where perhaps they're not chasing purpose or they haven't even figured it out yet. And instead of trying to ask God to lead them, they feel like, no, there's something wrong with you for being like that. You know, those people that look at you and like, well, she fell last year. She lost her job or this and that, but she's still happy. How come? Something's not right, and they don't like you because of that. Or you started a YouTube channel and you don't even, you just seem like you are making it, but they don't know your prayers in your prayer closet. They don't know the covenant you have with God. They don't know the promises God has made for you. But just that thing, it just aches them, and it just makes them feel like, no, there's something wrong with you. And every time they see you, something just in them is like, this girl, I don't like her, there's just something about it. And they can't even explain it, there's just something about it. Or they'll end up saying you feel like you think you're better than them just because you went to school, just because you got a job, just because you minister to people at a young age, just because your ministry is not the same as getting on the altar, getting behind a pulpit and preaching to people. You decide to preach in a different manner, and they're used to always preaching like this, and now more people are listening to you, maybe because your channel has more viewers than any reason. It's just a reflection of them. And like I said, it's got nothing to do with us, it's all to do with them. And I remember the story in Matthew 22, where the Pharisees started first with the thing about tax. Should we pay tax? And Jesus put them in their place. Easy peasy. And then came the Sadducees, and they were asking about that woman who, according to the law of Moses, if you lose your husband and there's no children, then you have to marry the brother. And this woman had the man had 7 brothers. So this woman ended up marrying all 7 brothers, and they were asking him, so what's going to happen in heaven? Whose wife is she, because she married all of them? And this was just trying to, make Jesus feel like trap him. Even the Pharisees, when they were asking about the law of the tax, it even says in the Bible in Matthew 22 that they were trying to corner him. And the same thing with the Sadducees. And I like how Jesus answers. He says in verse 29, Jesus answered and said to them, "You are mistaken, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but like angels of God in heaven." Now, listen to that. These people are against him, they're questioning him. And he says to them, "You are mistaken." Well, Jesus was very nice. He could have said, "You are utterly wrong," foolish, but he didn't. He approached it well. He said, "You are wrong, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of God." But the second part is probably what got them, because now you are, that's another thing where people don't like you. It's because this is what exactly what Jesus was doing. It's because you've known something for so long to be true, you followed it. The Sadducees and Pharisees, they followed the law of Moses for so long, and they like being, called rabbi, they like being people honoring them. And now comes this man and he says, well, you're wrong, you're mistaken, and you don't know the power of God. You don't even know the scriptures for yourself. And it's like turning their whole lives upside down. And sometimes that's why people don't like us, because we turn the way of thinking upside down. We come with the new way of doing things, where they, for example, if it's in ministry, they know that you must go to school of theology, school of ministry, and after this amount of years, after you graduate, then you must serve first for how many years, then you must be ordained, then you must preach in your own church, or preach in that church first, do your service for how many years, and then you can have your own church. They know it like that. Here comes this person, didn't go to theology school. Here comes this person, didn't serve, probably served, but not in the way that they think it's correct to serve. And this person's got like people following him, like millions of people. Then they're sitting there thinking, no, that's not right. And instead of just going back or listening or asking, what's going on? I don't understand. I've always known this, so please explain to me with an open mind. No, they're going to say, that person is wrong. I don't like that person. They start bad mouthing that person. They start ill speaking about that person. And that is why some people don't like us. That is why some people don't like you, because you represent a whole change. And as much as we see change all around us, in reality, a lot of people don't like change, especially if they're comfortable with what they know. Now you come with a new way of doing things, and it seems like people are following this new way, where else they've been struggling with the old way, instead of realizing that there might be something in this new way. Why are people like following this person? Not that you must do everything that people are doing, but check in your spirit. I always say ask God before you do anything. But if you see that this person, and there's nothing ill about them, there's nothing evil, because you can also ask God, like, God, I've known this all my life. There's nothing wrong with being taught a certain way all your life, and then getting to a point where you're like, I don't think this way is working for me, Lord. I see this happening in the world. Is this the direction that you want me to go? Also, God will also actually show you, he will reveal to you that we are changing direction. Change is that thing that's uncomfortable, because we resist it. Sometimes it's not even that you don't know that this new way is the way. God has told you, but out of you being comfortable, you don't want to go, and now someone else comes and you don't like that person. So that's what I learned, saints, that not everybody is going to like you. And like I said, to all my nice people, my people that make people feel comfortable, are accommodating to people, especially to you, because you feel like that will automatically be reciprocated. It won't. And if it doesn't, it's okay. You know, there are certain things that happen that you don't have to get flustered about. It's okay if people don't like you. It's as long as you know that in your heart you didn't offend anyone, you didn't do any ill to anybody, then it's okay. And even if you offended the person and you apologized, it's okay. Don't now go around walking guilty and trying to please them. It's fine, because some of them, even if you offended them, if you realize they get easily offended because already they're on the edge with you, so they're just waiting for that one thing you'll say so that they catch you. Yeah, I know she's not a nice person. Look what she said. It's okay if they feel like that. Apologize. I'm sorry you feel like I did this to you and it made you feel like this. I am sorry. And then let it go, because if you don't now, you'll start almost doing what I did, just trying to alter yourself just to please that person. No one is worthy to be pleased. You are chasing after God's business. The only person who you should be concerned about pleasing is God. And remember, he even loves you without you trying to do any theatrics. So you don't have to do it for another human being. So when people don't like you, it's fine. Accept it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't do what I almost did. Please, let's try not to alter our characters for other people. That is incorrect. And remember the reasons I told you. It's because you're reflecting something, a lack, a character flaw in them. Some of them, you're not even reflecting. It's just who they are. It's just a character flaw. Some people are just like that. It's, I know sometimes it's hard to accept that some people are just like that. It's probably not even with me only, with this lady. Maybe she's like that with other people, I don't know. But so you must just realize that that's how people are. Some people, it's just the way they are. You can't change them. You can pray for them, but you can't change them. Some people, you being you chasing purpose is an offense to them. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't change that either. Some people, what you're doing, chasing purpose, is a reflection of them. How it's a reflection of a whole change in their lives that they are uncomfortable doing. You are telling them that perhaps it's time to try something new, and they don't want it to come from you. They'd rather maybe it comes from a pulpit, from a man or woman of God, but from you, they're not gonna take it, and it's okay. So I'm just here to encourage you, saints, that if you ever encounter a situation where you feel like this person doesn't like me, I don't know what I did, if you feel like asking them, if you feel very much in your heart led that maybe I should go speak to them, then it's fine. Perhaps you did do something and you don't remember. Then speak to them, ask them, and if the answer is like vague and you feel like there's something else, let it go and apologize. Just apologize for peace sake, so that it doesn't come back that you said this and that. Just apologize if you feel like you did something and you don't remember. But if you didn't do anything, let it be. Let that person go in their direction and you go in their direction. And like with me and this lady, if you guys are going to be in the same vicinity, just be civil, just be kind. They are a sister or brother in the Lord. You don't have to be mean about it and say, oh, now that she doesn't greet me back, I won't greet her. Me today, even today, I still greet her. I don't care, I greet her. And it's okay. So you can do the same as long as you don't get offended yourself, nor do you want to change yourself to please somebody else. Remember, we are not palatable for everybody. We have different tastes, and that's okay. Thank you so much for joining me. If you feel like this is content that you would like to hear more of, kindly click on the subscribe button and thumbs up and share with your peers. I thank you very much for joining me. And like I always say, 3 things will always remain, and that is faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of this all is love. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week next. Bye.